What's going on, Red Sox fans? Welcome into tonight's pregame report. Giovanni Heater joined alongside Carter Hill with you on a thirsty Thursday in Salem. And Carter, it's no wonder that the Sox are 10-1 and 6-0 here at home on Thursdays. The anomaly is real. They lead the league in almost every statistical category. What's going on, Red Sox fans? Welcome into tonight's pregame report. It's this man's 21st birthday, and we thought, hey, we got to come out with a special edition. Let me do a little bit of a numbers breakdown for you. He's got 8, 7, and 6 strikeouts in his last 3 outings. Just 7 total hits amassed over those 3 ball games. A 2.21 earned run average, a 3-1 win-loss record, and 66 total strikeouts. Plain and simple, he's the ace of this team. We don't know how much longer he's going to be around, so we're going to enjoy it while he's here. Carter, this series is tied up at 1 game apiece coming into this evening. Miguel Blaze returns to the starting lineup, 4th best prospect in the organization, red hot on a 13-game hitting streak.
A lot?
All right, well, we've now reached the tail end of July. We've said that this team has earned the right to have the playoff conversation.
Yeah.
Let's have that conversation, right? Series tied at 2 games apiece between the Mudcats and the Red Sox. You'd really like to finish strong this weekend.
So you're in kind of a tricky situation.
6:40 pregame, 7:05 first pitch. Join us at MILB TV and MILB.com.
The relationship we had was unmatched to anyone else.
Brotherhood. An unbreakable bond that exemplifies one of the truest forms of love. As the youngest of 4 siblings, for Virginia Tech pitcher Griffin Stig, brotherhood is everything.
The times we would drive around together, I could feel something's off.
That gut feeling proved to be the worst. Griffin's older brother Andrew had passed away from an overdose. He was 20 years old. As time went on, the uphill climb only steepened, but one place that Griffin could find solace was with his teammates, playing the game that he loved. How were you able to navigate your grief while also still playing baseball?
It was tough.
A one-of-a-kind individual in his own right, Griffin has turned this tragedy into a triumph. In 2 short seasons, he's become a stellar talent on the mound while captivating the clubhouse as one of the program's profound leaders. On Sundays this past season, the Hokies wore black. Underneath Griffin's number 26, a McLean High School t-shirt, one that belonged to his brother Drew. Drew Stig played Division I baseball at George Mason University. Off the field, he was a true artist with a knack for carpentry and a passion for singing. His infectiously positive personality touched the hearts of so many. Carolina basketball trailing 14-11 with 10:20 left to play opening half. Carter, it's a stalemate early on.
Yeah, if you're Carolina here in this situation, you got to find a way to string together a couple buckets here if you're the Tar Heels. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, you've been trailing by 3 to 5 throughout over the course of the contest, and you're getting a couple stops, you now need a bucket.
Pass inside, and Powell slams it through. Carolina back within 1. Off the feed from Ian Jackson. It's 14-13, Duke in front. Just under 10 minutes left to play in the opening half. Top of the key, Gillis for the Blue Devils. Overhead pass, left wing 3, Knipple. You bet! First 3 ball of the night for either team. Con Knipple from downtown. It's 17-13, just south of 10 minutes left to play. R.J. Davis between the rings. Crossover dribble, Jackson, left wing, pump fake. Chest pass, top of the key, taken away. Foster in transition. Foster lays it up and in with the right hand. No foul from Davis. An intelligent play by the veteran defensively to almost let him score. After the turnover, it's 19-13, Blue Devils in front. 9:18 and ticking left to play opening half. Trimble right elbow for Carolina. Slithers inside, left-handed layup, the bucket and the foul. Back and forth inside the Spectrum Center.
Well, that is the answer Carolina needed, because it just kind of felt like after the slam on the other end, Duke was getting some of that momentum with the Knipple 3, and then just a nice defensive play by Caleb Foster to take it to the rim. But Seth Trimble, what a take. Up and underlay, results in the foul and the +1 opportunity to cut the deficit down to 3.
They get Kaman Maluak with the foul for the Blue Devils, his first personal. It's the team's 4th in the half, 19-15. Duke in front of Carolina. Free throw up, and it misses short. Rebound secured by James, and here come the Blue Devils right to left with a 4-point advantage. 9 minutes left to play opening half. Winner to the championship game tomorrow night. And a pass to the left wing is tapped out of bounds by Seth Trimble. Will stay down here with the Blue Devils.
Trimble getting in the passing lanes a couple times today for Carolina. Again, Carolina just needs to string together a couple stops and a couple buckets, and I know that's easier said than done, but every single time it feels like they've gotten some sort of momentum. Duke is struck back on the other end, and that shows how good of a team they've been all year long.
James driving right at the lane, now carries it back to the top of the key for the Blue Devils. Down to 6 seconds on the timer to shoot. Hands it off Malawak, right back to James. Left wing three in the air, and it rattles in! It rattled in off the backboard and through. 22-15, Blue Devils lead. 8.5 left to play in the first half. Lubin top of the key for Carolina. Dribble handoff, Trimble. Ponder to three, driving right of the lane. Slings it out far corner, looking for Davis. Foster took it away. Up the floor, Davis poked it loose. Foster still has it. Left wing three in the air, and it rattled no good for Mason Gillis. Offensive board, Malawak with the hook shot under the rim for 2 more.
Just like that, a 9-point lead for Duke. Carolina in desperate need of a response. The turnovers have been costly early on.
The top team in the country. R.J. Davis on the right wing, checked by Foster. Step back straightaway three, and it's too strong. Offensive board, Lubin the stick back for Carolina. 24-17, 7:45 and ticking left to play first half. James across midcourt for the Blue Devils. Lobs it back top of the key, Foster. Cadeau back into the game for Carolina, checking Foster defensively. Dribble inside Foster, kick out, near corner three, Knipple, you bet! Con Knipple with his second three ball of the first half, and it's a 10-point Blue Devil lead, their largest of the night.
Has both threes in the game. Double-digit advantage for Duke. Elliot Cadeau desperately needs to respond.
Cadeau slithers inside, right-handed layup, no. Offensive rebound, Lubin put it back up, he's fouled. Missed the stick back, but he'll head to the line after the under 8 media timeout. Oh, baby. It doesn't get any better than this. It just doesn't. Welcome into the ACC Network Extra Halftime Report. I'm Giovanni alongside Kyle Marshak. It's halftime in Blacksburg between Virginia Tech and Coppin State. Yeah, Kyle, the Fighting Irish clock in with 3 players on the preseason All-ACC team, highlighted by preseason Player of the Year, Hannah Hidalgo. The sophomore guard from New Jersey comes off the heels of a first-team All-American freshman campaign where she averaged 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists a game. Joining Hidalgo at the top of the conference ranks, Olivia Miles is back to full health after missing the postseason due to injury alongside junior guard Sonia Citron, creating a backcourt to be reckoned with down in South Bend. But we can't talk about the top of the conference talent without mentioning Florida State's Tanaya Latson, who finished second in preseason Player of the Year voting, and Sanaya Rivers right behind her, a veteran leading the charge for Westmore at NC State. Yeager hitting .571 against lefties this season. .333 with 2 outs. 0-2. Runs high. Not a bad pitch, not a bad spot either, trying to get her to chase high.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where you want to go. You want to try to throw a competitive pitch, but not a pitch that's good enough for them to hit. You want them to be able to swing themselves out of the at-bat.
1-2. Off speed, misses, 2-2. So you went heat before, slowed it down. What do you go 2-2?
You slow it down, I think you go back inside with the heat. In terms of effective velocity, anything inside is going to be quicker than outside.
She does just that. Pulled down the line. Yeager with another one. 3-run bomb for Zoe Yeager. And it's all Hokies in Blacksburg.
Zoe Yeager annihilates this ball. Absolutely just kills it. I mean, she hits that out into the street. Incredible hit, and I think she was expecting Lane to go back inside and was ready to turn on that pitch.
And you called it.
I
You said
did.
she'd go back inside.
I did, because really that is what you want to do when you throw something off speed. You want to try to get it in on them, but I think what happened was either it wasn't far enough in to where it would jam her, or again, Yeager was just ready for it and she turned on it.
3 homers in the game for Tech, 2 of them for Zoe Yeager. And there's a base hit into right field for Emily Leggett. She's 2 for 2 today.
And I think that is going to be potentially the day for Courtney Lane.
And how about Caitlin? Virginia Tech scores all 3 of those runs with 2 outs on the board.
It's huge. Virginia Tech really just finding it now. Bats, like you said, heating up, and it's hard to cool them down when they start heating up. And Zoe Yeager just having a day, 2 home runs, and Leggett also, I mean, wasn't a home run, but still to keep things going offensively for the Hokies with 2 outs.
Are you familiar with the flow state?
The flow state.
Is Zoe Yeager getting into the flow state? It's a thing that I've heard with athletes where you just get into the zone,
Oh, yeah.
the groove.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
dialed in on a different level.
That's so interesting. I totally think she's in her flow state.
There you
I think
go.
she's I think she's in the zone right now. I think, sometimes hitters just see the ball so well on days or tournaments even. They're just staying hot, and I think, yeah, she's in her flow state.
There you go. Flow state for Zoe Yeager. Trinity Martin will pinch hit here for Virginia Tech in place of Lila Blackwell. Saw this exact scenario happen yesterday. Similar spot in the game. Blackwell took 1 AB, struck out. Martin comes in her place. Pitch misses outside, 1-0.
And Virginia did decide to leave Courtney Lane in with already 2 outs, just hoping for her to get that 3rd and final out, get her team back in the dugout. But Virginia Tech, I mean, they are on a roll. They are going to be looking to potentially get into that run rule territory.
Oh, boy. An ACC play?
Yeah.
Crazy. After the game we saw yesterday?
I know. But, I mean, if their bats stay this hot, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. And it's not for a full lack of hitting out of Virginia. 2 hits. Hokies have 5.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is 3 of them have left the yard
Right.
for Virginia Tech.
Right. And yesterday we didn't see any leave
No.
the yard. So that's the adjustment that Virginia Tech was able to make between game 1 and game 2.
And again, you just have to be kicking yourself in a way if you're Virginia. The runs that you've left on the board, again, bases loaded, 1 out in the first.
Yeah.
Nobody came home.
Yeah, that's crucial. And Virginia's going to have to find a way to score those runs.
2-2. Outside. Count full for the pinch hitter Trinity Martin in the 8 spot. Virginia trying to get out of the inning. Payoff pitch to Martin. Swing and a miss. Courtney Lane strikes her out, but 3 on the board for Virginia Tech thanks to the 3-run bomb off the barrel of Zoe Yeager, her 2nd homer of the afternoon.
Zoe Yeager is hot. She's in her flow state. Virginia Tech leading 5-0 as we head into the bottom of the 4th.
So you say that Wednesday is the longest, and I agree with you, but I think the best day of the tournament is quarterfinal Thursday, and here's why. The top dogs arrive in town. The top 4 seeds show up to the tournament, and they were ready to rock and roll. But Duke, able to survive a scare against Georgia Tech in the quarterfinals, then how about North Carolina and Wake Forest, an absolute ACC epic between 2 in-state foes that saw Carolina advance, then Chucky Hepburn at the buzzer, the win over Stanford, and finally Clemson. They sneak past SMU to advance.
Yeah, you think the quarterfinals are crazy? The serendipity continued in the semifinals on Friday.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Carolina, Duke, the best rivalry in sports, to keep it plain and simple, right? This place was jam-packed to the brim.